Right. Okay, Andy. Good evening, everyone. Right. Online students, can you hear my voice? Okay. Strength is very less. Why? Raina. Right. They forget it or what? So the last class constructor discussion is going on. Today, let me complete that once. Okay, right. After repeating the concept, let me close it. Right. Okay. They're not responding. Right. Right. Look here. Constructor is a method having the same name of the class and executed while object creation process. Okay. Having the same name of the class and executed while object creation process because the constructor call is available in object creation syntax attached with a new keyword. Yesterday you got the clarity on this statement. Yes or no? Right. So while declaring constructor, we must not use return type. The reason class name is available there. Already constructor is declared with the class name. So the class comes under non-primitive data type. Already data type came into the declaration part. You must not use return type. That only. While declaring constructor, we must not use return type because constructor having class return type and the structure is class name parameter list followed by constructor body. Based on parameters, the constructors are categorized into how many types now? Two types. Constructors without parameters and constructors with parameters. Yesterday we worked constructor without parameters. Based on that, a few questions I started recording it. Hope you got the clarity, I think, yesterday. The constructors which are declared without parameters are known as zero parameter constructors or constructors without parameters. Yesterday we had a diagram on it also. is a constructor diagram we had. After this one, what is the difference between constructor and instance method? Constructor executes only once while object creation, but instance method is executed any number of times after object creation process. What is the difference between instance block and constructor? Both components are executed while object creation process, but instance block will have highest priority in execution than constructor. Static block and constructor anyway, both are executed only once. Static block is executed only once with the highest priority when the class is used for the first time. Constructor is also executed only once, but while object creation process. After this, default constructor before closing the class, the constructor without parameters, which is added by the compiler at compilation stage. The constructor without parameters, which is added by the compiler at compilation stage, we are calling it as a default constructor. In what situation default constructor is added? Compiler at compilation stage finds any class declared without constructors. Compiler at compilation stage finds any class declared without constructors, then the default constructor is added. All have understood this statement? Right, okay. For today's class, demo constructor. Suppose I am taking one constructor. Display from C test. This is constructor call, constructor will come out. Like yesterday, this is common program. Demo. So this is coming anyway. So here entry question is, sir, if you write here void, what happened? Or if you write any int, what happened? If we declare one constructor with a return type, what happened? If we declare one constructor with a return type, what happened? So first error will not come. First, just when the return type is there, you must write the return type or not here, right? Return value I am writing. I declared one constructor with a return type. First, error will not come. Right? I'll ask the compiler, come here. I declared this constructor with a return type int. Why you are not writing? Why you are not giving error to me? Then the compiler is saying that I am considering that constructor as a method. It is no more constructor. It is a method. If not, you run it and check it. It will not come. It is not coming or not now. So why it is not coming means compiler already added default constructor. It is already added one default constructor. Here, one default constructor, if not zero parameter constructor. So this is constructor here. That constructor will come out. Line number 3. Right. Answer is coming in. So what you observed here is, sir, it is no more constructor, this one. This is a method. How to call this method now? If you want to call this method, int k is equal to ob dot c test 3. I am calling this method with the object name or not now. So return type of this method is int. I am loading on to here. So here system dot out dot println the value k. The value k plus k. So if I run it, the constructor which is declared with return type working like a method. Working like a method is an indirect question. So they'll ask a question. By mistake, if I write one constructor with return type, what happened? If I write it, what happened? That's an indirect question, right? Make it FAQ. What is the behavior of constructor? What is the behavior of constructor declared with return type? What is the behavior of constructor declared with return type? What is the behavior of constructor declared with return type? So if the constructor is declared with return type, if the constructor is declared with return type, then it is considered as normal instance method. Normal instance method. If the constructor is declared with return type, then it is considered as a normal instance method. Can you answer this question? Right. If anybody asked, if we declare one constructor with return type, what happens? So it is considered as a normal instance method. It's considered as a point. So for demo purpose, so demo con 3.java, I'll paste here. Right. FAQ. Define static constructor. Define static constructor. Define static constructor. Define static constructor. One question is there. So I am declaring one constructor with a static keyword. Observe this. Right. I am declaring one constructor with a static keyword. I am taking one static constructor. I am taking. If I take a static constructor, error will come. Modifier static not allowed here. The meaning, there is no concept of a static constructor in Java. They know static constructor not there, but again they'll ask, static constructor available or not available? If you ask it, you will say yes or no. You'll put a trial on the question. If we say define static constructor, some students will think maybe static constructor is there. He's asking define static constructor. He starts giving the answer. The constructor which is declared with static keyword is known as a static constructor. He'll say. He want that only. So because they'll ask a question, define static constructor. You'll feel very easy question. No, constructor declared with a big. So the answer is what now? There is no concept of static constructor in Java because constructor means executed while object creation. That is a rule, no. But it cannot be a class level component. You cannot make that component as a class level. That is a reason if you write it, error will come. Okay, right. Make it. There is no concept of static constructor in Java. There is no concept of static constructor in Java because constructor means executed while object creation process. There is no static constructor in Java because constructor means executed while object creation process and which cannot be class level component, which cannot be class level component. If you write it, compilation error will come. If you write, compilation error will come. Okay, right. All of you can read this question and remember it. Right, okay. Now comes your constructor with parameters. The constructors which are declared with parameters are known as parameterized constructors or constructors with parameters. The constructors which are declared with parameters are known as parameterized constructors or constructors with parameters. Constructors with parameters. Example, democon 4.java. Right. Now, I'll take one constructor again. Demo constructor for main class. Save the program with demo constructor for dot. Right, roughly I'm taking repeated program. C test 4. I'm taking some float value. I'm taking some roughly. I'm taking one float. So one parameter, nothing but void float check. One method. We can display them anyway. C test 4 of K. I'm displaying system dot out dot println. The value K is equal to plus K. Now, so this is one constructor with parameter. This is one constructor without method with the parameter anyway. Now you want to take one more constructor, you can take it. Here C test x comma y, no. Right. Here x. Print ln the value. Now this is one constructor, this is one constructor. Yes or no now? Right. Now I'm creating one object. I'm creating one object here. Correct. System dot out dot println. This is object one. I'm taking. I'm creating one object one. That is C test 4 OB1 is equal to new C test 4. Now this is constructor call. Now there are two options available to you. You have to call how many constructors now? Only one constructor you can call it. Yes or no? Na? So, sir, while object creation, you can call any one constructor, whether single parameter constructor or two parameters constructor, you can call it. Sir, I'll call single parameter constructor 12.34F. Whenever we are assigning the value for float, you must use F in the RHS of declaration according to Java. If you don't write F, error will come because it is considered as a double actually. Now, I'll take second object, I'll take it. System dot out dot println OB2, I'll take it. C test 4 OB2 is equal to new C test 4. Here I am passing 11 and 12. This is constructor call or not now, right? So here I am calling one constructor call. Here I am calling one constructor with one parameter. Here I am calling constructor with what now? Two parameters. At a time, while object creation, we can call only one constructor, we can call it. Anyway, if I run it, object 1, object 2. Answer is coming or not now, right? Okay. Now, that display method is there, no? Right. Display method is a instance method or not now, right? Instance method. Memory in object or memory in class? Memory in object. Which object? OB1 or OB2? You said display is an instance method memory in object, no? So which object? OB1 or OB2? In available in OB1, available in OB2, if not available in both. Available in both, because it's an instance, no? Available in the both. So that method, instance method available in OB1, instance method available in OB2. Because they are instance methods, they'll get the memory, means memory in both objects. Understood this point now, right? I can call that method from OB1 dot display. I can call it 1 2 3 4 5 F. I can call it. I can call the method with OB2 dot display of 2 3 4 7 8 F, because it's a float value, no? So let us run it. Now that display method available in two objects. Here display method is coming or not now? Here display method means display method available in two objects. Constructor executed for only one object. One object, one constructor is executed. Moreover, here this is method call, no? This is method call, and this is method call. This is method call and this is method call. While method call, we are passing parameter, no? Yes or no? Na? Here also, while constructor call, we are passing parameter. So what you observed here now? We pass parameters to parameterized constructor while constructor call, which means while object creation process. We are passing parameter or not now? The statement. Further statement I written that random, right? We pass here. We pass parameters to the. We pass parameters to the parameterized constructors. We pass parameters to the parameterized constructors. We pass parameters to the parameterized constructors. We pass parameters to the parameterized constructors while constructor call. While constructor call, which means while object creation process, which means while object creation process, while object creation process, we pass parameters to the parameterized constructor while constructor call, which means while object creation process. All have understood this statement, right? Okay, this is the output. Right. Now they will ask, can we declare multiple constructors in a class? One question is there. You can declare it now, right? So multiple constructors in a class. Make a side. Multiple constructors in a class. We can declare multiple constructors. We can declare multiple constructors in a class. We can declare multiple constructors in a class. We can declare multiple constructors in a class. But the constructors are executed based on constructor call available in object creation process. We can declare multiple constructors in a class, but the constructors are executed based on constructor call available in object creation process. All have understood this statement? Right, okay. So above program already information is there. I made in a single program. Okay, right. So finally, sir, what is the advantage of constructors? Star mark IMP. Advantage of constructors. Advantage of constructors. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation process. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation process. Object creation process, and which saves the execution time, and which saves the execution time and generate high performance of an application. Constructors are used to initialize instance variables while object creation process, and which saves the execution time and generate high performance of an application. So constructors are executed while object creation. Using constructors, we are going to load the data to instance variables. When we can load the data while object creation, some execution time will be saved. When the execution time is saved, high performance will come. That's the concept. So let me explain that. For this, I'll take one program like this. I am taking demo confi. I am taking. Right. I'll take one class as user. One subclass I am taking user. The user is having one name. User is having one mail ID. User is having one phone number is there. There's the three informations about that user. User of application, user of any app, whatever it may be. It's the minimum information. Name will be there, mail ID will be there, phone number will be there. Anyway, we are trying to read the data from the keyboard. So import java.util.scanner. Now these are all instance variables. Instance variables, memory in object. Now I am taking one constructor, user, string, name, again your data. You can see here, no? Right, temporarily. So user string name, string mail ID, and long PH number I'm taking. One minute. Important concept is there here. Okay. Now these are instance variables. Now these are what kind of variables? Instance variable or local variable, this one. Now these are instance variable. Yes, no? Right. What are these variables? Instance variable or local variable? Huh? Now these variables are inside the user, outside the user. Inside means local, instance. Local only. That user is a constructor. Constructor is a method. Variables inside the method. Instance are local. Local. Here, local variables there. Local variables, memory in method. Method means constructor. Here difference is local variable and instance variable, same names. Yes or no? Na? Observe this, right? So this local variable name and instance variable names are same. Now I am loading instance variable with local variable, instance variable with local variable, instance variable with local variable I'm loading. So constructor is taking the data and loading. Now, to display this all data at a time, we are using one method, get user. First time I'm using one getter method I'm using. What is the method name now? Getter method. Getter method means method which is used to get the data from the object. That is known as a getter method. So using this method, I'll get the data from the object. Now system.out.println. So display the user details. So I am displaying now system.out.println that user name. That user name. User name. Name. So system.out.println user mail ID. Now system.out.println user phone number. These are the instance variables, local variables. Local variable I am loading onto instance. Local variable I am loading onto instance, and so on. Now I'll go for main class here. Main class here. Scanner S is equal to new scanner of system dot in. Right. System dot out dot println. Enter the user name. String uname is equal to s dot next line. Enter the mail ID. Mail ID. MID. Enter the phone number. Enter the phone number. Phone number is long, no? Anyway, long. PH number is equal to S dot next. Now create object for user U is equal to new user. I am passing username, mail ID, and phone number. This is one constructor call. To display that I am using new dot get user. I'm just get user. I will run the program. My intention of this program is I am reading the data to these variables. I am passing these variables as parameter to constructor. Constructor will take this data. The constructor will update the data to instance variables. This all process happens while object creation. After that object got updated with data, I'll call this method from the object. The method will display. That's my intention here. Now, my intention is correct or not. Let me cross check. Right. So, username NIT.B. V at the rate of gmail.com. 9898981234. See the answer. Default values will come. What is the default value of string now? Null. Default value of mail ID string null. Default value of long integer 0. Sir, why default values are coming means the data is not updating to instance variables. The data is not updating to instance variables. Sir, why it is not updating to instance variables? The reason, whenever I say name is equal to name already local variable, no? Yes or no? So local variable only updated, instance variables are not updated. Whenever you say name is equal to name, that execution engine will be confused. You are loading name onto name means name already available in the local variable. No, I will load in the local variable. I will not load in the instance variable. Then house are means for this, we are introducing one keyword known as this. I am writing this here. I am writing this here. I am writing this here. So whenever I add this now, local variable loading on to variable which belongs to current running class object. That's the meaning. It is referring to the object. Now answer will come. Name NIT.B. V at the rate of gmail.com. 7878781234. Answer is coming or not now? So finally, using constructor, we are loading the data to object. That is a common thing only. But with that, I want to introduce this keyword. I want to introduce. Whenever I want to introduce this keyword, I must take local variable and instance variable with the same name. Then only this keyword will come. That's my intention behind this program. Right. Here, I am taking example program. Demo constructor find.java. Right. Here, the flow will come actually. Right. FAQ. Define diagram. I'll draw tomorrow. Strength is very less for me. I'll draw tomorrow. Meanwhile, I'll give the notes. Notes I can repeat it. Diagram I'll show the flow. In that one's information is there. So how these two variables are same and how it is loaded, we draw the diagram. That is be the last diagram we had it. With that, considers will be closed. We are entering into packages. That's the plan actually. So today, let me write the notes on this keyword. This keyword. Keep in a single quotes and underline this. If you don't write it, what happened? After 1 week, you will understand. Sir, define this keyword means which keyword you will ask it. If underline not there. One student already asked that one. right? Right. Actually, if you see this statement, dot means what only? Belongs to. Name. Name is a instance variable, no? Yes or no? Na? Mail ID is a instance variable. Phone number is a instance variable. Instance variables means instance members are accessed with class name or object name. Non-static variables are accessed with class name or object name. Huh? Object name only, no. Somebody saying class name, I think. No, right. So, instance variable memory in the object, no. Yes or no? Na? Now you have to access with object name or not now. So, this will be the object name, no. This will be the object name or not now. So, the statement is, this is a predefined non-primitive data type variable. It is variable actually. Predefined means already available in your library. Predefined non-primitive data type variable holding reference of object of current running class. Make a statement. This is a predefined non-primitive data type variable. This is a predefined non-primitive data type variable holding object reference of current running class. Reference of current running class. Here, current running class, the meaning is object is created for which class now? Object is a user or not now? User is the current running class. That user has one object, no? That object has one address, no? The address is available under this. That's the concept. So that's the meaning actually. So this is a predefined non-primitive data type variable holding object reference of current running class. That's the point. Right. So when we use this keyword now, look here. So why we are using this keyword now? The reason is, see there. When we want to load, listen first. When we want to load the data from local variable to instance variable, and if both are having same names, then we use this unless not needed. Unless not needed. When the compiler or execution engines are confused, then we bring this. Next to super also will come within 2 days. Super. This off, super off, like this, the concepts will come. Make a statement. When we want to load data from local variables to instance variables. When we want to load data from local variables to instance variables, and if they are having same names, when we want to load data from local variables to instance variables, and if they are having same names, same names, then we use this keyword. All of you understood this, right? One diagram is pending. Actually, today I planned a diagram also, but I'm not drawing the diagram. Right. Okay, right. Can I draw the diagram tomorrow? Right. Tomorrow repetition, theoretical over. Tomorrow I'll give the clarity about this keyword in the diagram. Okay, right. 15 minutes diagram. After in that diagram, clarity will come. How constructor is loading the data from how the constructor is loading the data to object, and if the two variables are same names, how this is differentiating them. 15 minutes it takes. After that, we introduce how many ways are there to load the data to object. Next 15-20 minutes with that revision on variable, method, block, constructor for 15 minutes, and closing, entering into packages. That's the plan. So take a break bit early today. Right, take it.
Five programs చేసా సార్. ఫోర్త్ ఓన్లీ ఈవెన్ అయితే ఈవెన్ ప్రింట్ ఎలా చేసా, బట్ ఇఫెల్స్ లో మన కండిషన్ ఏమి ఇవ్వాలో ఐడియా లేదు. అవి చాలా ట్రై చేశాను సార్, ఫర్ లూప్ యూజ్ చేసి. నెక్స్ట్ ఏదైనా ఎనీ ఆడ్ నెంబర్ ఇస్తే నెక్స్ట్ మల్టిపుల్ ఆఫ్ 10 చాలా సేపు ట్రై చేశాను సార్. ఈ 2 రోజులు మళ్ళీ ట్రై చేస్తాను సార్, లేదంటే జస్ట్ అట్లే పోస్ట్ చేస్తాను. ఇప్పుడు ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ అయితే ఈవెన్ ప్రింట్ అయ్యలేదా, ఎలిఫ్ లో ఆ కండిషన్ కావాలి. అది ట్రై చేస్తాం సార్, కాలకైతే అట్లే పోస్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఎస్ సార్. 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 30. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. సార్ ప్లస్ సార్ డివైడెడ్ బై ఎస్ వస్తుంది, డివైడెడ్ బై కోషెంట్ వస్తుంది. In the constructor, if you load the subclass, like ये ऐसा आ रहा है, if main class is not affected. So if we take main class upper, then the program is running, but first we take subclass and not. जैसे कि you are saving the program. Sir, firstly I say desktop, then I will say file, but in file that program is not found.
Laptop break it.
No, I will write it still.
Main class is coming up.
No, that's trainer said. Means I will write one main class firstly, then it's running. Means yes, it's running. But if first running, it's running. Not if I pay subclass, this coming. Okay. ओके तो पहले मेन क्लास लिखे तो सपोज पहले मेन क्लास लिखे तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं ना सर नोट